I'm standing on the start-finish line at Chang International Circuit. The 10-minute board has just gone up. So I've got a time to show you the wildest, the craziest, the biggest, the most pumped racing in Southeast Asia pickup trucks. Anyway, before we get started, we're just going to let the girl with the 10-minute board walk past because that is a pretty nice view to start my video off. So, 10 minutes to go. I don't need that much. And I just also mentioned we are right in front of the grandstand at Chang Circuit. We've got the sign there, the TSS sponsors listed up there, and we need to look at trucks. And we'll start with pole position. We're actually going to skip that because there are so many people, the TV people are waiting. Anyway, we've got a Hilux on pole position. And what I want to say here is truck racing is just basically an open formula. GT3, GT4, all the other stuff, it's so controlled. But truck racing, it's a development war. It's an arms race. And if you look at this truck, it is just full on. And look at the driver strapped in the cockpit there. There is no compromise. These are built like crazy. And you look at this, all the aero on this D-Max in P2. It is completely and utterly crazy. And I just want to show you the visual and the vibe of what's going on. In Bank Sen, I'm going to go right through and tell you about truck racing because I haven't done that yet. And I've been meaning to do some content. But now we're just going to have a look around and look at these girls here. I need to keep moving. Otherwise, I am going to get stopped dead. Anyway, you can see we've got a ton of D-Maxes. And you can also see the modification. This custom alloy intake there. And all this is composite. It's absolutely the full works. We've got two girls here, so we're going to move on. And we've got a ton of people here. And we've got the first of the Ford trucks. And these are just factory-supported monsters. You look at the front of that. That is nothing like a Ranger whatsoever. It's all carbon fiber. Look at that carbon fiber splitter, and it's all open. A huge cooler set back there. You can see everything is composite. And then the next thing I want to tell you is Boom is racing this car. And Boom is one of the superstars. He has come into truck racing this year. And this is the big significant thing. Two of the top Thai drivers, Boom and Sandy, racing trucks. And that is elevating trucks to a new level. And I don't think we're going to get anywhere near seeing him in this truck. And I really want to show you Boom racing a truck because the guy is a rock star, superstar level legend. But we are not going to get in here at all. In fact, we are going to have a quick sneak in. And there's Boom sitting in a truck. And I did not expect that until they announced that news. I had no idea he was going to race this year. And it's blown truck racing up. And here we have another Isuzu D-Max. And this lady has got a fantastic voice when she talks, a real voice to go with all those looks. And you look here, these things are just full-on mental builds. It's crazy. I say I'm just showing you around here the visuals. Here we've got another D-Max. D-Max are the most popular trucks. And here we've got another one. And this red and this yellow is pretty full on. And look at the work here. All the cutouts, the cooler there. We've got the valve there. You can see intakes there. This is a mental. And I also need to show you this girl, but there's other people who want to take a photo, so we're going to nip right round and look in this truck. And this is also a single cab. And look in at the driver there in that cockpit. Hello, that is a full on. And the next thing I want to mention, this is the biggest grid in Thai racing. It's oversubscribed. They shut the entry. And then we get to the factory. Toyota. I've actually made 3 videos on this truck already. This is the Hilux Champ. It's a truck that was built as a low-cost truck for people to build on, not to go racing. And they built this to go racing. If we look around this, this is a pure racing monster. Look how the deck has been cut off and then it comes down here. Now, the rear wing is that width because there are regulations on the width of the wing. But look at these box arches. I'm going to try and look in here at the driver. This is a full-on mental build, and it's got Toyota Gazoo Racing livery. That means it's official. Going to carry on going, and this is one of my favorite trucks actually. I don't expect this right down here, but look at that. The whole front of this truck is all carbon. You can see the forged carbon, you can see the normal carbon weave here. This is just a full carbon monster, and you look at that from the front, that is completely and utterly insane. We'll try and look in at the driver in there. He is wrapped in his cockpit, focused in the zone. We've got another D-Max, and there are a ton of girls on this grid as well. That is also absolutely built up. We can see the cooler sitting right down, an intake there. Man, these things are just completely mental, no compromise builds. Here we've got a Toyota, and we'll leave this Toyota and look at this lady there. But we've got to keep moving because there are so many trucks, I'm going to run out of time. And here we have a ton of girls. So There's also a ton of photographers. We'll leave that one alone because there's too many to look at here. And here we've got another D-Max. And look at the carbon on the front of that. But this looks like it's been in the wars a little bit, and there are a ton of tie wraps all the way around. This is patched up for its final race of the weekend. And then we get to the second Ranger, and this, I mean, that looks like something that will go down the drag strip. That is absolutely insane. It's got an AVO air filter sitting pumped out the front, and you can see that alloy splitter there and all that work and how beautiful that is done. That is completely different. So we've basically got 3 trucks, and in fact we need to look at this. It's got a big carbon fiber step, it's got aero pieces here, vents, everything covered off. And then we get to the first Triton, and this is factory supported. You can see the Rally Art livery on it. That is also an amazing piece of kit, and we are running out of time now. I cannot get down the grid to see all the trucks. So I'm just going to try and run down very quickly before the marshals shout at me. We've got another Ranger, and this year Ford have split their operation up. So they have the Rangers split up between different private teams. We've got a D-Max, we've got a D-Max, we've got another D-Max, we've got another D-Max, but I want to try and get to the back of the grid very quickly because I don't want to leave out a couple of trucks. Here we've got a Ranger, and look at that. That's another one. All these Rangers have got completely different aero solutions. And I'm going to stop right here because the marshal's going to shout at me any second now. That's a very beautiful D-Max. But here we've got a brand new Ford Ranger built by YK Motorsports, and Sandy Stuvik is in the cockpit of that. And that is absolutely mental. That is the first ever race for this truck. Well, the second, because I'm on day 2 here. This is its race debut weekend, and YK Motorsport have built a truck to go racing. And look, they go right down round the turn. That is amazing. And that one on the end there, let me just zoom in because we've got Tom there. I don't know Tom, but man, look at that build. That is unbelievable, the front splitter he's got on there. But we've run out of time, and I've actually got to walk up the pit in road. That's how crazy this is. I'm going to hop through the gravel trap. So I wanted to show you this grid, but the 10-minute ball come up and I couldn't get down the grid in 10 minutes. We've forgotten all these trucks, but I want to show you the visual. Truck racing is insane. It's just basically an open formula. It's an arms race in development. Everyone is just developing the trucks like crazy. The engines are light, they're pushed back, carbon fiber everywhere, aero everywhere. All these software solutions are mental. So what I'm going to do is in Bank 10, I'm going to dig into the scene. I'm going to grab Sandy Stuvik and I'm going to get him to explain the racing trucks because he is the fastest and the baddest and the biggest driver out there, and a 3-time supercar GT3 champion. And when a 3-time supercar GT3 champion hits truck racing, that means it's arrived and it's big. So I'm going to dig all into it and bring you in depth. So stay tuned for that. But now I just wanted to bring you this very crazy random pit walk. Oh, rather, it's now a pit lane walk because I am just at the end here. So I'm done. I really need to get right out of the way. I'll see you next time.